At the wedding, my fiancée, Lu Ruyan, walked down the aisle arm in arm with her adopted brother, Chi Boda. She was radiantly stunning in her pristine white wedding dress. Just as I was about to question this, Chi Boda gave me a scornful smile. Tungcheng, you manipulated her father to get this marriage. The fact that she's even willing to show up here with you today is the biggest luck of your life. Lu Ruyan and I grew up together. We once pinky swore that we would be present at each other's weddings, no matter what. I looked over at Lu Ruyan. Her face was filled with arrogance, and her voice was resolute. If you love me, you have to accept all of who I am. All eyes in the hall turned toward me. I smiled slowly, reached up to remove the boutonniere pinned to my lapel, and announced clearly, this wedding is cancelled. 1 hour later, all partners of the Ha group unanimously withdrew their contracts. Immediately my phone rang, and on the other end was Lu Ruyan's shrill, domineering voice. You must fix this right now. I let out a cold laugh. Excuse me, what are you talking about? Is this my problem, I wonder? I recalled the day before the wedding when we stood in the luxurious grand hall, and Lu Ruyan had smiled faintly and said, 2 years ago, Chi Boda and I promised each other that in the wedding, the bride and groom must switch roles. This is a special ritual. You don't object, do you? Chi Boda looked at me with provocative eyes then, a mocking sneer pulling at the corner of his lips. Come on, Tungcheng, marrying Lu Ruyan is like winning the jackpot. It's just a small ritual, don't be so petty. But this was my wedding, and she was my bride. How could I let someone else be the groom? I snapped. If I'm not the groom today, then why did you accept my proposal? Lu Ruyan rolled her eyes, clearly annoyed. I already told you, I made a promise to Chi Boda first. Do you want me to break my word? I almost burst out laughing. Just to keep a promise to her adopted brother, she was willing to trample over my feelings, willingly standing in front of everyone we knew to become someone else's bride. So, what was everything I had done for her for, ultimately? For Lu Ruyan, I once went against my entire family, leaving home for many years. I poured all my heart and effort into her and the Ha group. While she was happily shopping with friends, I was drenched under the sun, signing contracts. While she was traveling all over the place, I stood alone, defending the company from relentless market attacks. I even secretly used my own family's resources to keep the Ha group from collapsing. But to her, it was all just obvious. I never complained because I loved her. Yet today, right at the wedding, she chose to humiliate me. In that moment, I felt I was just a puppet in their farce. I ripped the flower from my chest, snatched the microphone from the officiant's hand, and declared decisively, if you are determined to be someone else's bride, then I officially declare this wedding terminated. Lu Ruyan's face instantly changed color, flushed with anger. You proposed to me, and now you're the one cancelling it. What do you take me for? I wanted to scream a reply, but I held back. At this point, what did the answer matter? Chi Boda's sharp voice interjected, grown men acting like children, are they? Tungcheng, it's just a ritual. Why are you so stressed? You think cancelling the wedding can scare Lu Ruyan, I suppose? I'll tell you straight, she has never loved you. She only agreed to marry you out of pity. For all these years, you've been nothing more than a little dog following her, and it's only because she's so kind-hearted that she never chased you away. I turned to look directly into Lu Ruyan's eyes, hoping to find a hint of warmth, but there was only coldness and contempt. She nodded, that's right. You truly think I love you? You can't achieve anything, you're useless all the time, nearly 30 and still have no accomplishments. You're just a failure. The word failure had just left her mouth when her father, Xiao Wei, rushed up, sweat pouring down his forehead. He yelled, Lu Ruyan, shut your mouth right now. She was stunned, her eyes welling up as she looked at him. Father, why are you yelling at me? Lu Ruyan glared. Xiao Wei gave an angry glare before turning to me, his face full of pleading. Tungcheng, don't listen to her nonsense. She loves you, she truly loves you. Don't mind those stupid words. Today there are many guests here, don't make us lose face. It's almost time, we should start the wedding. I only smiled and shook my head, no need, this wedding is over. My dear son-in-law. Just as Xiao Wei grabbed my arm, Lu Ruyan cut in, her voice sharp and full of fury. Father, if he wants to leave, let him leave. If you hadn't pressured me, if I hadn't felt sorry for him, I would never have agreed to marry him in the first place. She lifted her head defiantly. I am the CEO of the Ha Group. A failure like him is not worthy of me. I nodded slowly. You're right. You are absolutely right. I am not worthy of you. Lu Ruyan's friends immediately chimed in. their voices clearly showing disdain. At least he's self-aware. The Ha family is powerful, such a huge company. He should be grateful Lu Ruyan even looked at him, yet he dares to cause a scene at the wedding. Who does he think he is? If you plan to leave, just go. Don't stand here embarrassing yourself any further. Before I could reply, Xia Wei roared, "Everyone, shut up." He turned back to me, his eyes filled with despair. "Son, you can't leave." Looking at him, I felt as if he was about to kneel down. Chi Boda quickly rushed over to steady him. "Chairman, what are you doing? He's just a nobody, just a burden to the company. Without him, we're better off." I laughed. "Without me, the Ha group will go bankrupt in less than a day." Lu Ruyan ran toward me, her face flushed with anger. "Father, I don't understand why you care about this failure so much. If you kneel before him today, you will humiliate our entire family, you will humiliate the entire Ha group." Xia Wei's chest heaved, his fingers trembling as he pointed straight at Lu Ruyan and Chi Boda. You two. Before he could finish speaking, his eyes rolled back, and he collapsed onto the floor. "Father!" Lu Ruyan screamed. Chairman Xia." The entire room instantly plunged into chaos. Amidst the screaming, Lu Ruyan spun around to me, her eyes burning with hatred. "Yi Tengqing, if anything happens to my father, I will never forgive you." I looked straight at her, my expression as calm as a frozen lake. I once loved this woman more than anything. Now, all I saw before me was a monster. For her, I gave up the power and status I could have had, choosing to stand beside her, fighting with her in the market. The day she agreed to marry me, I was overjoyed, thinking that years of devotion had finally paid off, but in return, all I received was this public humiliation. "Lu Ruyan," I lowered my voice, "I have to ask you one last time. Did you ever love me?" She let out a contemptuous laugh. "Love? Can you love a persistent mangy dog who has nothing to offer? Can you love a pathetic, useless leech?" I nodded slowly, no trace of disappointment left in my heart, only clarity. "Good," I whispered. She frowned, confused. "Yi Tengqing, are you crazy? I just said I don't love you and you say good?" A slight smile flashed across my lips. "Because you don't love me, I will no longer have any hesitation about what I'm about to do to the Ha group." Leaving the wedding hall, I took out my phone and called my father. "Father," I said calmly, "everything between Lu Ruyan and me is over." My father's voice was deep and steady. "I know. I'll take care of the arrangements." I took a deep breath. My nose stung, and my eyes blurred. I had argued with my parents so many times because of Lu Ruyan, even leaving home. Thinking back now, I had been a terrible son. My father interrupted. "What's past is past. Don't bring it up again. When are you coming home?" "In a moment," I replied. "I need to finish this first." "All right." He added a few more words of care before reluctantly hanging up. I hadn't even arrived home yet when the phone rang again. It was Lu Ruyan, her voice screaming through the receiver. "Why did all our partners simultaneously cancel their contracts? Is this your doing?" I answered in a lazy tone. "I'm sorry, I'm just a useless freeloader at the Ha group. Those contracts are way out of my league. You, Yi Tengqing, don't think you can use this to force me to marry you. Let me tell you, I don't love you." Lu Ruyan shrieked, her voice laced with bitterness. "The Ha group today was built by my own ability. Even if all partners pull out, I can still steer the company through the storm on my own." I laughed. Did she genuinely believe that? The success of the Ha group was never solely due to her. Without me, that company would have been swallowed by rivals years ago, but if she thought she was that capable, then I was happy to sit back and watch her court disaster. That evening, I received a call from Xia Wei. "Son-in-law." I immediately cut him off. "Chairman Xia, your daughter and I are not married. Please stop calling me that." There was a long silence on the other end before his voice came through, choked and desperate. "Yi Tengqing, I beg you to show mercy. If you just spare the Ha group, I swear I will make Lu Ruyan kneel down and apologize to you tomorrow morning." I scoffed. "Chairman Xia, don't waste your breath. Do you really control your own daughter? If you could, you wouldn't have let her and Chi Boda humiliate me right at the wedding." I cut in. "It's late. I'm going to bed." I hung up, not giving him a chance to say anything more. The next morning, I opened the door, intending to go out for breakfast, and saw Lu Ruyan standing right on the porch, her eyes bloodshot. Clearly, she had been up all night. I asked calmly, "Is there something you need?" She forced a smile. "What happened yesterday was my fault. I should have told you beforehand, it shouldn't have happened like that. But that's our private matter, it shouldn't affect the company. Feelings and work need to be separated. Get straight to the point, I interrupted. My patience had worn thin. A flicker of hope shone in her eyes. I need your help. I looked her up and down, feigning surprise. I thought you said you could lead the company through this crisis yourself. Her face flushed crimson with anger. Tungching, don't think the company can't survive without you. I just wanted to give you another chance. Don't be so ungrateful. I burst out laughing. What nerve trying to frame this as a favor granted to me. Thank you, but I don't need it. By the way, did you and Chi Boda hold the wedding ceremony yesterday? He's your husband now, why don't you ask him for help? Lu Ruyan trembled with rage, her finger pointing straight at me. Don't you dare come crawling back to beg me later. I shrugged, my voice indifferent. Don't worry, that will never happen. I leaned against the doorframe and continued casually. Oh, I almost forgot to remind you, your time is running out. She snorted derisively. You think I believe that? So what if we lost a few partners? We'll find new ones. It's a financial loss, sure, but the Ha Group is too big, we can handle it. I just smiled. The issue isn't just losing a few partners, it's that no one will dare cooperate with the Ha Group anymore. If you're so confident, why are you still standing here? Shouldn't you be out finding new partners already? Lu Ruyan's face darkened. Just then, her phone rang. CEO Lu, bad news. A major client just called. They say the previous project had serious quality issues. They are demanding that we immediately pay the penalty clause today, or they will file a lawsuit. What? Lu Ruyan's face turned pale. The severe shock quickly morphed into anger. How can there be quality issues? Investigate and find out what happened. The voice on the other end hastily replied, the most important thing right now is to appease the client. Lu Ruyan looked at me, her mouth slightly parted as if wanting to say something. I met her gaze, knowing exactly what she was thinking. She wanted me to step in and resolve it, but her arrogance wouldn't allow her to open her mouth and beg. She was waiting for me to voluntarily help. But the man who could once move mountains for her and the company was gone. Lu Ruyan and the Ha Group no longer had anything to do with me. I'm on my way, she said into the phone and hung up. Before leaving, she shot me a look full of resentment and hurried away. I couldn't be bothered. The drama had only just begun. That was typical Lu Ruyan. Whenever something went wrong, she blamed everyone but herself. In the past, just one cold look from Lu Ruyan was enough to make me tear my hair out, wondering what I had done wrong, ready to apologize for things that weren't even my fault. But those days were over. I felt like I had been reborn. The truth is, I had a bad feeling ever since she brought Chi Boda into the company, but back then, I still clung to a fragile thread of hope for us. Before Chi Boda appeared, the morale in the company was high, everyone was enthusiastic and focused on development. But since he stepped in, everything changed completely. Hard workers were overlooked, while those who fawned over him were promoted rapidly. It took me years to build the Ha Group to its current position. But it only took Chi Boda 1 month to poison the company culture and fill the hallways with resentment. I talked to Lu Ruyan about this many times, but she would only laugh scornfully and mock. Tungching, you have an MBA from a prestigious school, don't you understand management? You only have a placeholder title here, what do you know? When we argued, she would yell, I am the CEO of this company. I say what goes. I don't need you to overstep your authority. Just collect your salary and step aside. I never understood why she didn't trust me at all. She witnessed my years of dedication and sacrifice firsthand. Yet, simply because Chi Boda was her adopted brother, she trusted him absolutely, while treating me like a suspect. If I hadn't been so desperate for an answer, perhaps I would have left long ago. Just then, my father called, the news has spread. Don't go soft on them this time. I won't, I replied instantly, without hesitation. The love I once had for Lu Ruyan had long since died. Right after that, partners of the Ha Group called me one by one, asking what to do next. I calmly told them, stick to the contract. If the project has quality issues, demand compensation. If they don't comply, sue. After the string of calls, I drove straight to the Ha Group headquarters. A drama this big deserves an audience. The atmosphere in the building was thick with panic. Employees whispered in corners, wondering how long the company would survive and if they should start looking for new jobs. Tungching, you actually dared to show your face here? As soon as I walked in, I heard Chi Boda's voice. His eyes were bloodshot, as if he wanted to tear me apart. I smiled. Why wouldn't I dare? Lu Ruyan and her father haven't fired me. I'm still an employee here. You still think you're an employee? Chi Boda roared. All our partners have terminated their contracts and are demanding compensation. Everyone has been working through the night since yesterday, and where were you? I feigned surprise. Didn't you say I was just a useless freeloader? Freeloaders stay home and sleep. Chi Boda was so furious he was speechless, his finger trembling as he pointed at me. That's enough of you. Lu Ruyan stepped out of her office, her eyes locked on me. Yi Tengqing, since you're here, get to work. We are short-handed. She tossed a file onto my desk. This is a list of all our partners, along with their contact information and addresses. I don't care how you do it, but you need to make them withdraw their lawsuits and sign new contracts with us. I picked up the file, genuinely astonished. Where did she get the audacity to order me around like that? Did she truly think I had come here to beg for forgiveness? Chi Boda stared at me, eyes wide. What are you standing there for? If the company collapses, it will all be your fault. I burst into laughter, slamming the file down onto the adjacent table, and looked at both of them leisurely. Are you two always this confident? No, not confident, arrogant. They thought the whole world revolved around them, that everyone had to follow their orders. Lu Ruyan frowned. Yi Tengqing, what game are you playing? You came here to crawl back and beg me, didn't you? To ask for another chance. She folded her arms, her voice challenging. Here, I'm giving you a chance. If you can get the partners to withdraw their demands and re-sign the contracts, I might reconsider marrying you. Ha! I was dumbfounded. I looked at her from head to toe as if seeing her true self for the first time. Today, I finally see your true colors clearly. Lu Ruyan, your nerve is truly unbelievable. I actually want to ask what kind of foundation you use. It must be industrial grade to be so brazen. She still thought I was the old Yi Tengqing, so infatuated that I couldn't live without her, completely blind. Someone like that, if not born with a silver spoon, has no qualification to run a corporation. With that character, even without my intervention, the Ha Group would collapse sooner or later. Yi Tengqing. Lu Ruyan slammed her hand on the desk, trembling with rage. I officially inform you that you have lost your chance with me forever. I couldn't help it, I just sneered, stupid. The noise had attracted the attention of the employees nearby. Chi Boda glanced around, then dramatically sighed. Yi Tengqing, I know you're angry at Lu Ruyan, but business is business. Look at all the employees here. Do you really want to see them lose their jobs? As soon as he finished, the managers and supervisors he had promoted, all sycophants, chimed in. That's right, Yi Tengqing, you're a part of this company too. Can you really bear to see the company suffer heavy losses, or even go bankrupt? Yi Tengqing, I don't understand what you're thinking anymore. What do you gain from the company's failure? I just know I can't lose my job. I'm not asking for a miracle, just a little compassion from you. Hearing the chorus of accusatory tones, I merely curled my lip. They were trying to use guilt to pressure me. You're targeting the wrong people. Then I began to call out names. Lu Hao, Qin Kai, Lin Wei, Ma Jie. These were people who had worked tirelessly for the company, yet were marginalized and suppressed by Chi Boda. Today, I'm offering them a path. Come with me. I guarantee you a bright future. Yi Tengqing. Lu Ruyan was nearly hysterical. Do you dare steal my employees right in front of me? Do you treat me as non-existent? I didn't bother to look at her, only speaking to the men whose names I'd called. I've given you the opportunity. The choice to take it or not is yours. Saying that, I turned my back and walked away, not looking back, ignoring Lu Ruyan's furious screams echoing behind me. Just as I reached the building entrance, I heard hurried footsteps chasing after me. Mr. E, we'll follow you. In front of me were all the men I had named. One of them said irritably, I've tolerated Chi Boda long enough. I smiled, good. Rest assured, when I say something, I keep my word. I will give you the future you deserve. Their faces showed clear relief and excitement. One man said, Mr. E, I've worked at Ha Group for years. Outsiders might not know, but I do. The company is where it is today because of you. You built it from scratch. Lu Ruyan only holds the title of CEO, she pressures subordinates every day. And Chi Boda knows nothing about management. He brags about having a master's degree in administration from abroad, but everyone knows its true value. Just look at the people he promoted, all flatterers. Those who actually work are never noticed. I saw the writing on the wall. Even if I worked myself to death at Ha Group, I would never get promoted. Hearing their passionate complaints, I patted each man on the shoulder. Don't worry. I'm not Lu Ruyan, and certainly not Chi Boda. I've seen how hard you work. Just keep up that spirit, and I promise you'll never be overlooked. I told them to go home, pack their belongings, and wait my call. These were all seasoned, elite personnel in their fields. Instead of letting other companies recruit them, I would bring them into my own team. When I take over the family corporation, they will become my core team. Near noon, Xia Wei came to my house. He looked as if he had aged 10 years overnight. His face was etched with fatigue, the wrinkles around his eyes and mouth more prominent than ever. As soon as he saw me, he burst into tears, weeping profusely. The sight of an old man sobbing uncontrollably like this was truly heartbreaking. Mr. E, I have failed you, he sobbed, his voice trembling with guilt. My face remained cold. If you came to beg me to spare the Ha Group, don't bother. I am the one who built that company. Now I'm just taking back what belongs to me. The moment I finished speaking, I heard a thud. Xia Wei sank to his knees in front of me. Mr. E, I beg you, please spare my family this time. His face was drenched with tears, his voice shaking. I will make Lu Ruyan come and apologize to you. I will make her stay by your side like a servant, doing whatever you want. Seeing him in that state, my heart wavered for a moment, but then I remembered the arrogant and cruel faces of Lu Ruyan and Chi Boda on the wedding day. My heart instantly turned to stone. I said coldly, Chairman Xia, the ones who made the mistake are Lu Ruyan and Chi Boda. You don't need to bear the blame for them. Mr. E. He was about to plead again, but his phone rang. Chairman, all the partners have sent legal notices. They are officially filing lawsuits. A frantic voice rang out on the other end. The phone slipped from Xia Wei's hand, hitting the floor with a loud clang. His eyes widened, and he collapsed backward, his body going rigid. I immediately called an ambulance, silently watching as they carried him away. That night, under the pale moonlight, Lu Ruyan came to me. She looked haggard, like someone who had lost her soul. Yi Tengqing, my love, I was wrong. She sobbed, her makeup smeared. Please save my father, save the Ha Group. Her eyes were filled with despair. I glanced down and saw her bare feet. Did you run here? I asked flatly. Yes, she choked out. I ran straight from the hospital. The doctor says my father is near death. Yi Tengqing, only you can save him. I beg you. She grabbed my hand, squeezing it unexpectedly tight. I'll do anything you want. Anything. As she spoke, she was trembling and unbuttoning her shirt. I immediately stopped her hand. I'm sorry, I replied flatly. Who are you? Lu Ruyan was stunned, her face consumed by panic. Yi Tengqing, what are you saying? I looked straight at her. You have the wrong person. I am not your husband, and I certainly cannot save your father. Do you truly want to push me to the brink? She screamed, her voice a mix of pain and indignation. My face remained expressionless. The one pushing you to the brink is you. In this relationship, I was the only one who gave, while you only took, and then, with your adopted brother, badmouthed me in front of everyone. My heart died that day. I don't owe you anything. On the contrary, you, your family, and your company owe me everything. So no, I feel no pity, nor do I intend to play the saint and forgive. On our wedding day, I was full of hope when I asked her, did you ever love me? And her answer was cold and contemptuous. Can you love a mangy dog? If she had shown me even the slightest affection then, I would have spared her and her family for the sake of our past. But no, to her, I was just a dog. What a cruel joke. Seeing that I was unmoved, Lu Ruyan changed her tone. If you want to help, fine, but at least let me meet the company's partners. Just one meeting. I replied coldly, you overestimate me. I don't know them. Lu Ruyan finally broke down. Yi Tengqing, how can you be so heartless? What do you gain by letting the Ha Group collapse? It was true, I gained nothing financially from the Ha Group's bankruptcy. I didn't need the small assets of that company, but in return, I felt much better. That sense of tranquility cannot be bought with money. From then on, I stopped paying attention to Lu Ruyan or her company, and just went home. The question that had tormented me for years finally had an answer. Lu Ruyan had never loved me. That was why she trusted Chi Boda more than me, and why she was blind to everything I had ever done for her. A month later, my assistant sent me a livestream link. Sir, you should watch this. The video showed a funeral taking place. The assistant explained, Chairman Xiao Wei of the Ha Group passed away last week. This is the live broadcast of his funeral. I felt nothing. Xiao Wei was not an innocent man. It's true he showed me respect, but only because he knew my family background. More importantly, he was well aware of the intimacy between Lu Ruyan and Qi Boda, yet he never stopped them. If he had truly stepped up as a father, they would never have dared to humiliate me at the wedding. Why is his funeral being live-streamed? I asked. The assistant replied, Lu Ruyan arranged it, the reason is unclear. I can't believe it. Live-streaming her own father's funeral? What kind of stunt is she trying to pull? The answer came quickly. On screen, Lu Ruyan tightly held her father's urn, her body shaking with sobs. Yi Tengqing, are you watching? If you are, look closely. This is my father's ashes. Don't you feel any guilt? When you had nowhere to go, my father took you in, made you a consultant in the company, and even forced me to marry you. He was so good to you. And how did you repay him? You watched him die in the hospital, clearly able to save him, yet you coldly wouldn't lift a finger. Today is my father's funeral, and you didn't even bother to show up. I just want to ask, is your heart made of stone? Watching Lu Ruyan's display of tragic drama, weeping while hurling every accusation at me, I felt a mixture of astonishment and indignation. She dared to use her father's funeral to ruin my reputation. What kind of daughter does that? Qi Boda knelt beside her, adding fuel to the fire, complaining that when I was a consultant, I abused my authority, meddled in things I didn't understand, and created a toxic work environment. I chuckled. A classic case of black turning white, but the online audience completely bought it. That parasite, Yi Tengqing, why aren't you dead yet? Parasite is too good for him. He's a heartless monster. Don't insult monsters. Animals are better than him. The comments flooded the screen, all malicious. My assistant looked at me worriedly. Sir, should we respond? I smiled. No need. Speaking up now is like falling into their trap. When they keep clinging to the narrative that I caused Xiao Wei's death and didn't attend the funeral, the angry mob won't listen to anything I say. No, I will let this story rot on its own. When public opinion cools down and people start thinking more rationally, that's the time to strike back. Then I ordered, investigate all the quality issues in the Ha Group's projects. Gather all the evidence for me. Yes, sir. My silence only emboldened Lu Ruyan and Qi Boda. They began hosting regular live streams, retelling fabricated stories, building me up as the ultimate villain. The wave of public outrage against me grew higher every day. Yi Tengqing, come out here. Do you have the guts to do it but not the guts to face it? You're worse than scum. But then, amidst the sea of insults, a few sober voices began to appear. But why would Yi Tengqing do that? People usually have a reason, it can't just be out of malice. Exactly, no one destroys themselves just to be evil. When comments like those increased, I knew the time was right. I told my assistant to arrange a press conference. On that very day, Lu Ruyan and Qi Boda also showed up. They strode in proudly, wanting to confront me directly in front of all the reporters. Yi Tengqing, you finally dare to show your face, Lu Ruyan sneered. I thought you would hide forever. Qi Boda added dramatically, Chairman Xiao was so good to you, yet you are an ungrateful snake. Go to his grave now and beg for forgiveness. I looked at them with a cold smile. I had to admit, they had nerve, daring to show up knowing I was holding a press conference. If they were desperate to be publicly shamed, I would satisfy them. The reporters clamored with questions. I raised my hand for silence, then instructed my assistant to play the video recording from the wedding day. If you have questions, please watch this first, I said. In the hall, the voices of Lu Ruyan and Qi Boda echoed, if you love me, you have to accept all of who I am. She has never loved you. She only agreed to marry you out of pity. The reporters fell silent, stunned. Those watching the live stream online went ballistic. He wanted someone else to play the groom at his own wedding and then publicly humiliated him too. My blood is boiling. What a disgusting pair. I wish I could jump through the screen and strangle them. Yi Tengqing is a saint for his patience. If it were me, I would have crushed them right there. Lu Ruyan's face was pale, but she tried to stand her ground. Even if you were wronged, you still caused my father's death. Father was always good to you, he never harmed you. I smirked faintly, ask yourself that. And also your adorable adopted brother, Qi Boda. I picked up a file my assistant handed me. This document clearly states the reason why the Ha Group's projects had quality issues. All transactions are recorded here. Chiboda, are you going to pretend you don't know what happened? Lu Ruyan spun around to look at Chiboda, her eyes wide with disbelief, while his face turned ashen. Shut up. Don't make baseless accusations, he stammered. The company's quality issues have nothing to do with me. I laughed. You're going to deny it? Fine. Explain it to the police. Just as I finished speaking, several plainclothes police officers entered the hall, walked straight up to Chiboda, and showed their badges. You are being investigated for the embezzlement of corporate funds. Please come with us. Chiboda's legs buckled, and he collapsed onto the floor. And just like that, the truth was revealed. He had used Lu Ruyan's trust to take bribes and embezzle millions from the company's projects. A week later, Chiboda was convicted and sentenced to 30 years in prison. That night, Lu Ruyan came to see me, tears streaming down her face. Tungching, I know I made a terrible mistake. My father is gone, the company is ruined, and now, you are all I have left. I just offered a cold smile. Mrs. Xia, you are mistaken. There is nothing left between you and me. With that, I got into my car and drove away, leaving her standing there, her desperate cries echoing into the night. That's how life is. There are no second chances. Everyone must pay the price for their mistakes. My mistake was loving Lu Ruyan too much, which led to the humiliation at the wedding. Her mistake was putting too much trust in Chiboda, acting recklessly to the point of destroying both her family and her life. We both received the ending we deserved.